All right. Hello, everyone. So we're going to be talking tonight, mainly focusing on technicals. I guess we've been getting a lot of inquiries, emails about part two is overwhelming and what should we do? How should we prepare? So of course, I'll be focusing on home setup today. I'll focus on technicals, but at the same time, if you have any other questions from the past orientation we did, overall OSCEs, skilled or marks, anything you feel free, you can ask me as well. Because this is going to be our third night and the last night for orientation. So make the most out of it. And the whole idea of doing these sessions was that we've seen people giving exam every year. We see the results coming out. And there's so much information out there because it gets very, very confusing. I mean, back then when I gave my exam, life was pretty simple, but now, honestly, I hear you. And when you see everybody's offering solutions, so you're kind of lost between that sea of knowledge. Where should I go? What should I do? So this is why, my focus is that walk you through the exam. What is the expectation? And then, this is what we teach in our communication skills as well, which is informed consent. So we always believe in informed consent. Um, because once, you invest, that's it. There's no going back. So, which is where it becomes incredibly important. So, let me just share my screen and sharing. Okay, so let's look at that. So, now, of course, as we talk about this exam, and let me move this away, this side. Okay, so just a second. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now technical day. So as we talk about technical day, so the good news is that you guys are lucky since amalgam is no longer going to be there, which is amazing. This is one task that majority of people dreaded, including me. It was very difficult, dealing with amalgam since many of us we haven't done that in years and years in our clinics, and then especially the material, it would said it was very hard. Composite, I enjoy composite because it's like you're playing with Play-Doh. So now the tasks that you get in the exams are, so we have two clusters on a technical day. So it's a 6-hour exam and you have a preparatory cluster. So in preparatory cluster, you have the crown prep. Now teeth will be different. And I'll show you what teeth do we get. You get, and mainly in crown prep, we go with PFM. And then endo, we get in 1626 upper molars. We get 14, the first premolar upper, and the lower molar, first molar. But we are kind of telling candidates as well, it's a good idea. I mean, we'll know once the exam starts, but it's a good idea also just to try that incisor as well. In May, as the exam resume, we'll have a better idea. Now, Kiri's task as well, we do get quite a different teeth in Kiri's. So we have lower 3 5, 3 6, 3 7, 4 6, 4 7. Like we do find those 4 7 or 3 7 quite difficult. Many candidates struggle with that because of the poor visibility with those ones. And then you have upper as well. And restoration tasks. So what ADC has mentioned that now we were getting anterior composite class 4, or either posterior, and then we had amalgam. So good thing is now amalgam is no longer going to be there. So we got the new rubrics now. So you will get an anterior and a posterior as well. And then of course we need to create the crown prep as well. Provi. So given that all these things we need, you need a home setup. Now that was mine, pretty messy. And look, as you can see from how things start and how we grow. So to have a home setup, there's quite a few different options we're going to be talking about. It depends on your budget. It depends on there are different companies and also hopefully by next week we should be able to finalize as well. As we mentioned, we are working with Henry Schein, so they're helping you guys. We are working with them to create a warrior pack. We are also working with GC. We're working with Dental Vision, so we're quite working with quite a few companies at the moment, trying to see if we can find you the best deals, since it's going to be very expensive. Now, a couple of things I will advise you that it doesn't have to be the same brand. You can go with any, but there are some that you do not want to compromise at all. So, to have a home setup, look, if you have a clinic or you have some arrangement in clinic, it's even better. But if not, so what you need is, I'll go through each one of them. We need a portable unit. So as you can see, this was mine from eBay. You need a compressor, a mannequin, the trolley that I was using, a light cure, and I used to put my task here. So this is what we were having this discussion in the morning as well, with our own technical candidates. And I was telling them that initially when you're practicing technicals, it doesn't matter. You just do whichever you're not comfortable with. But after that, do it in sets, the way it comes in the exam, because then you have to learn how to manage your time. So this is how people, they do mock. Then they pick one set, and again, we the sets we can provide you the list, but I'm guessing that would change as well as exam starts. So these are basically some of my tasks that I used to do. Now let's go with compressor. So there's quite a few different options if you want to look at it. Depends on your budget, depends on how fancy you want to go. Um, like this is the one that I got. It was really good. I was quite happy with this. This is a Chicago silent hush compressor. It was a 30 liter. I mean, it does say silent. It was slightly noisy, but because my office was quite away from everybody else, so it wasn't too bad. I mean, at least I wasn't disturbing. If I would shut the door, nobody would hear it. But if you're living in an apartment, can be a bit tricky. Some people they set up it in their garage as well. Like we're heading towards winters. Winters garage can be okay. Summers can be tricky. Or some people they created like a box on top of it. So but it's still not that noisy. So I got it from Sydney Tools. So that's the company I got mine from. Now, this is also another option if you want to get these portable units. Now it has the compressor, it has got the water bottle, and then you have, you can, of course, the handpieces you need to buy for yourself. But these ones, One Dentals, they sell it. We are working with Ajax as well. I just need to get back to them as well. And I was talking to them about coming with a very affordable option of these units. So I just need to kind of put a reminder for myself just to get back to them. But One Dental, they do sell it as well. Now, there's good and bad side to it. These ones are good in a sense that they are quiet, portable, you can move around with it. But the thing, because we have something very similar, just portable in case, for any students they need. The issue with this is that it doesn't keep the pressure for that long. It heats up and it stops. Compared to these compressor, you can work for hours and hours and hours. So that's what I loved about it. Plus, these compressors are way cheaper than these portable units. Now, these are, of course, if you want to go even more fancy, which you will find these units in a lot of different academies as well. These are really cheap units. Of course, slightly more expensive than these ones, but probably we're going to get it for about 4 or 5 grand. It's not going to be more than that. If you want to go, some people, they basically buy secondhand dental chairs. They just place it in their garage. because, the feel of that, they want to know that the mannequin sits on this. So these are all different options, but to be honest, I mean, this is okay. So, I wouldn't kind of go too much fancy. I would rather use that money on something else. Now, these are basically, so let's say if you are not going with these two options and you decide to go with this compressor, all right, old-fashioned ways. Now, Moy Dental is also a very good friend of mine, and they, Dr. Mawa, they also have quite amazing range of stuff. You can have a look at their website as well. Last time we did a home setup session with Dr. Mawa as well. You can see some of the stuff on her website as well. So, or you can get it from Dr. Mala, you can get it from eBay as well. So what you need is on one side a high speed, and on one side you need a slow speed. Just make sure the water, you turn it off every time. I used to forget and the water would go in and then it would ruin my slow speed. So it's pretty basic. It's not that expensive as well. I mean, for me, mine worked throughout. If you can see, this is how my husband was very creative. So you can see how he kind of drilled it into this table. So you will need a table. Now, some people, they also buy this one. I got it from a friend of mine. Um, this is a slow speed motor. And it was good, like, because I live in Brisbane. So when I went to the exam in Melbourne, what I did was I did cut a lot of my teeth already. I just wanted to sit and practice. And as you can see, this was me getting bored just a day before my exam and my obsession with amalgam. So I just took some of my stuff in the accommodation. So this is again good when you're, slow speed, you would need it when you're finishing your composite or you're using disc and hands and things like that. So some people buy it, but generally, for me, it was good enough. It worked. So these are the different options. Now, whenever you're buying these units, you need to see if you're buying a two-piece or a four hole, two-hole or four-hole, because that's how your hand pieces would go as well. Now, this is the Kevo handpiece. Of course, our setup, we have the same setup. We have the same dental chairs. So this is ADC, as you can see. These are the Kevo chairs. This is how it is arranged. And this is ours, you can see. Looks very, very similar. And you can see we have the same dental chairs. This is our simulation lab, you can see. And the whole idea of making this huge investment was all the things that I struggled. So every courses that we've designed, whether it's part one or part two, me and my mentor, we always have this thing. We always think, what challenges did we face, and what are the wishes that we had, and it was not possible at that time. And for me was the chair because working at home, literally, if you can see, there's nothing underneath it. I would have this mannequin in my lap, literally, and that's how I would work. And the problem with that was that I was so used to it, being like literally this was in my lap. And then in the exam, when I started using these chairs, number one, you've got this foot paddle, right? I mean, things are different slightly now, but back then, I remember in those early days, we were not allowed to touch the panel. So here, and then, you have this foot paddle here. So I wish I have a photo to show you. So this, you can see this is our foot paddles. So you can increase or decrease the speed. You can turn the chair up and down. You can turn the light on and off. You can turn the water on and off. So this is quite helpful. So, that foot pedal does everything for you. And on top of that, in my exam, I had 5 tasks in the top jaw. And imagine 5 tasks in indirect vision, which I was never used to, and I was always peeking into it. I really struggled. So, and especially with having this chair coming in the way where I couldn't have the mannequin in my lap, I struggled. So this is why we're the only academy that we invested extensively. Believe me, it has costed my skin and my bones, the investment we made for this. And the only reason was that I didn't want the candidates to go through the same thing that we did. And, we don't want you to go because OTC was the only one, they had this similar setup in Melbourne. People used to book OTC courses just because of these chairs. But unfortunately, they stopped ADC courses. So we're the only one now. unless you go to universities, that would do. So now coming back here, so now these, and I was just having a conversation. So ADC is now saying that they are coming with a new range of these platinum teeth. Um, I mean, mine, I haven't ordered mine yet. I'm probably going to be doing soon. But from a few people that I've heard, they said it's very, very soft, which again, ADC did mention. They wanted to feel like natural tooth. And the main difference was even with the other teeth that we were using previously, what I found that at home, when you're using these units, I mean, look, how much pressure would you find in these ones, right? Everything is like low pressure. So I was using this compressor, I was using this unit, I was using a cheap eBay handpiece. So what was happening was whenever I did my crown prep or whenever I did my endo, or caries, you get to used to that applying lots and lots of force. Your hands, they get used to it. So, your arms, and as a dentist, I think we are very tactile. You develop that muscle memory. But when I went in the exam, another thing was very interesting. It felt like I'm just kind of making a crown prep on a butter. It was so soft. And I didn't realize until, we had our own setup, these Kevo chairs. Now, with these Kevo chairs, they're very, very powerful. And when you combine these with Kevo, so this is from ADC handbook. So we do also have on-site our Kevo handpiece. Of course, we don't give it to the candidates. These are very expensive. But as a demonstration, we do show it. And literally, when you use this, you don't feel any pressure at all. And the problem is, if you don't know that how easy it is, use slight pressure, especially with crown prep or caries that you do, gone. You've got to be very careful with that, okay? So, but yeah, these new teeth, I'm quite interested. So, hand pieces, you can easily get it. Like I said, Moy, they sell hand pieces as well. You can get it from eBay as well. So you just have to really see. I mean, Moy, I think Dr. Mawa is amazing. You can also, I think, check their refund policy. If there's any issue, she would always make sure that you get the right hand pieces. Or you can look at eBay as well. Just make sure you look at the seller's review. Because with these, and also never buy one, have spare. At least have three. I mean, they're not that expensive, okay? Have at least three high speed, three slow speed. The problem is that, or even 2 units, buy two. Now, sometimes what happens is like you're basically starting and maybe your unit is not working or your handpiece because you need to oil it every day. Or like I used to do, I would just kind of put water in my slow speed. I was like, damn. Now, by the time you order anything new, it takes weeks to come. So what I realized was lessons learned hard way. They say pain is the best lesson. Then it's always a good idea to have some spares. Okay, so I would recommend, and they're not that expensive. You can always buy two. Now, in terms of mannequins, now there's a few different brands out there, but I can just give you my own personal opinion based on my experience. So in the exam, ADC, they give you this one dental mannequin and the one dental jaws. Now you can get, I think Nevada, they do mannequins. My friend Dr. Mava, they have their own mannequins. So you'll find mannequins from different places. But on a personal note, I like one dental. Reason being because that's the same mannequin you're going to get in the exam. All right. And when you get the same mannequin in the exam, I want you to get used to it. I want you to get used to how wide the mouth opens. So that was the most important thing. Now, again, people are selling it secondhand as well. So you need to check. Like I bought it secondhand, but honestly, One Dental, they also sell refurbished one. You need to check with One Dental. Now, a couple of things I will give you a warning. Why I'm not a big fan of buying things secondhand. Again, coming back from my own personal experiences. So I bought this secondhand from a lady back then. And of course, it was not the same city. If it's in the same city, it's better. You can always go and check. It was a different city, and I asked them to post me. So now the issue with that was this. Do you see that part here? Now, the more we tighten it, it starts to loosen. So for me, the issue was I didn't know that. And I don't even know if that person also bought it secondhand and I got the third or the fourth, and I don't know. So it looked fine on the photo, but when I got it, this mannequin was just swinging like this. This was the issue, right? So, of course, you can always purchase this separately. So One Dental sells these separately as well. The cheeks, I mean, in Academy, the problem we have is the cheeks, they get torn very quickly. So you can get like $250 cheeks every time if it's turned. Some people put some glue. You get this if you have a chair mount, you can buy a different mount. If this is a table mount, all right. Um, so if you are really wanting to buy, you can buy One Dental refurbished. They have a separate refurbished. So refurbished are the ones that, for example, they get it from university and they kind of tidy it up, polish it, service it, and they sell it. So those are really good options as well, you know. Um, because a lot of my friends they used to buy those One Dental refurbished, and it's kind of half the price. And some of them they comes with the jaws as well. Now, same thing with the jaws. I would not suggest buying it secondhand again. Buying it for brand new is good. The issue with jaws is number one, when you get it, you can always change the gums as well. So if these gums are scratchy, when it's get torn, you can always just get it from One Dental. You can buy the teeth separate, you can buy the gum separate. But what I've noticed that when you get these secondhand, number one, the screws that you kind of tighten it, sometimes, the way they've screwed it in, it becomes loose, the screw doesn't go in, the contacts become loose, the gums are really torn. So it just does change. So I am not a big fan of secondhand. So if I were you, I would go with One Dental mannequin and One Dental jaws, and preferably you can get refurbished from them. No need to buy brand new, especially mannequin. It's not worth it. Brand new is going to cost you a lot. So either you buy it from somebody that has cleared ADC, a mannequin secondhand, but just make sure you go there, check it. If it's functioning fine, even if the cheeks are torn, it's okay. You can always order a new one, but you have to look at the cost. Okay, calculate it. Go to the One Dental website, look at how much they're selling. Then if somebody else is selling it to you, look at how much they are selling and check, because let's say if somebody's selling it maybe 600 cheaper than One Dental, and then the cheeks are torn and or the mount is not good, by the time you change everything, is the same price you would have gone and bought a brand new one. So you gotta check that out. So also instruments. This is from ADC handbook that they have given what instruments you need. So you will need an exam kit and you need a restorative kit. Now, with these ones, you don't really, now they're using Nordent. So if you guys are attending any of our courses, you can see, so we're the only academy that does provide all the instruments as well. Like that's my obsession. You can see that we always provide the mannequins. We have the same the units. We have the same mannequin. And if you see these trolleys, literally, this is not just ordinary trolley. I measured it and we custom built it exactly, the size we wanted, everything customized with the handles. Now here, these are modern instruments which are quite expensive. If you look at One Dental, they're 750, and I think the exam kit is 500 or 450. I didn't quite check. But you can get it from anywhere, it doesn't matter. Look, you can get it from your home country, you can get it from eBay. Now, the only thing that we used to recommend that you should always get from, and you can always order specific instruments from One Dental as well. You don't have to buy these entire kit. The ones that we normally order separately is oftentimes is hatchet. Now with new platinum teeth, you can't even use hatchet, so because it will stain. So we normally used to, because hatchet size, every company is different, but One Dental has the accurate size as the exam. And the next thing that we used to always order was a probe that would always break. And yeah, the rest I think you can easily ball burnisher, but now you don't have to worry about it. So I mean, pretty much you can get it from anywhere. It doesn't matter. So this is their scalers. Now for Skillosky, you don't really need instruments, or if you have friends, you know what you do? If you are like three, four people, right? You can pitch in again, if you have really good friendship. Some of the things you guys can share together, especially for Skillosky, you don't need to buy it, and you're not going to be using it every day. You guys can share between each other, because these are fairly expensive, these Gracies as well. And if you do attend our Skillosky courses, we do provide all of these exactly the same as ADC exam. Now, Burrs again, this is the one that we are now working with different companies. So this is One Dental. Now, if you buy it from One Dental, so you can get this kit for $114 or $115, I guess. Um, but with this one, you can buy it separate as well. So hopefully by next week we should have more list, and if you need any help, we can guide you from where to buy this. All right. So our job is just to direct you to those websites. I mean, we've got nothing to do with it. We're just helping you guys. If you're in Brisbane or if you're coming on site, we have it on site for sale. We just keep it because birds, they do run out very quickly. So you might need to buy. So normally what we do is we buy those packs of 10 or packs of 5 for each one of them, and then we use it. Now, again, as you start using, you'll know that there's some that you don't really need it. Like, I'm not a big fan of this torpedo one. There's some that I don't use, and there are others that I would use more. For example, the green band or this blue one. These two, especially this blue band, this is the one that we use like extensively. The needle burr, I love the pear-shaped burr. So some that we use it extensively, others you rarely. So we can guide you on like which one is mandatory. Oh, these enhance are, they go away so quickly, and there's an alternate to enhance. We yeah, just remind me towards the end, I'll show you. So the alternative to enhance. Now that's the one is similar to enhance, but it doesn't wear out. It's good for your practice at home, all right? But you should also have enhance, because you need to see the problem with enhance are it's single use. I mean, literally, you will, if you're doing a class 4 with one filling, you're going to be using one, and this is just $6 on its own. All right. So it's quite expensive. So if you're in the beginning, try not to go exactly 100% exam. Okay. You don't have to with certain things. Like burrs, there are cheaper versions of these burrs you can use. All right. So the quantity in the beginning of your technicals, focus on the quantity. Same, like quantity, like closer to exam, we focus on the quality. Then we start saying buy the same things as you would do it in the exam, so that you get the feel of it. Okay, so that's how things would vary. So ADC has given this list of burrs. But like I said, we're working with the companies, and we've shared all these lists with those companies. So they're going to get back to us with best prices. And we've requested them if they can create a student portal on their website so that you guys can go and you get that warrior pack. So that's, like I said, we're advocating so that we can bring the cost down in any way. So other than that, other things you would know now, like I said, rubber dam kit. So rubber dam kit, where did I save that? Rubber dam, you again, this is something you can share with your friends. Kirloski stuff, don't buy it alone. Honestly, you can easily share with your friends. You guys can do it together. Where is my orientation? Sorry, I just work on multi screens and it's just hard to find things at times. Where is it? Oh, did I save it here? Sorry, I'm just trying to see where I saved it. Home setup. Yeah, so but rubber dam kit. So they give you a rubber dam kit. I'm trying to see where I saved it. I don't know where I saved it. So with this one, you can they give you from this is you can get it from Henry Schein, but they're quite expensive. All right. So but they are exactly what you need in the exam. So you can purchase it. Like I said, share it with your friends. Oh, here we go. It's the one. So you need these rubber dam sheets. They give a few different types. They are quite expensive as well. So like I remember back then when I was doing my exam, me and my friend we used to share. We used to buy these perio jaws and share. So scalers and perio jaws. So your normal jaws are different that you're working. This is perio jaws that you get in the exam where you need to practice scaling, right? It will easily fit in that mannequin that you have. And for calculus, we used to apply nail polish. They do sell that calculus is very expensive. Nail polish is good as well. Just get a brown nail polish. Rubber dam as well. Um, this is the one that they provide you in the exam. This is what we give. So if you guys come for skill loss keys to us, we will give you 100% everything that you'll get in the exam. That you'll see that's our obsession. The sheets as well, this one is really good, but there are green sheets as well that they give you. Some are easily get torn. This one is really good. This is my favorite. Widgets as well. So this again, it's very expensive. You can get it from Henry Schein. So they will create a list for us. Share it with your buddy. Don't buy this alone. Same thing with local anesthesia. Um, Look, if you guys are in Brisbane, we can easily give away to you. We've got heaps of stuff of these needles. So if you have clinic, if you know somebody, get it from them. And if you want it from us as well, if you're in Brisbane, just feel free, let me know. I can give it to you as well. So disposable scalpels and blades, again, you need because you need to cut your putty. Enamel hatchet, as I mentioned, that was covered. The instrument. This mosquito forceps, you need it with your LA. Dip dish, again, it comes in packs. You don't need it. You just need about 3 or 4. If you are sharing with your friends, or if you're in Brisbane, you're always welcome. So come and, you can take things from us. So we kind of sell it in small packs, 5, 6. You don't need a lot. Scissors, right? Then you need, yes, this for temporary crown. Now for temporary crown, again, they are giving you guys Protem, which is quite expensive. We initially, me and my friends, we used to buy some really like kind of cheaper version of these because we just wanted to practice just so that we know how to, because you will make a lot of Pro V crowns. You will go through this entire tube in less than 10 days or 12 days. And it's, this one is fairly expensive, 180 or 190. And then closer to exam, we switched to Proton. And then V section. Now these V rings are important, I would say. So the one they give you in the exam is by Paladin. Is orange and green. Do I have that for? Let's see if I have it. So those are really good. Now, yesterday, in our technical course, I was showing them we were doing composite and they were using Toffelmeyer. And I said, why don't we try V-ring and sectional? And they will give you sectional. And the results were phenomenal when you do composite with these sectionals. And I think it's those of you that have done Power 1 as well, you can see that you get better contact with sections. So you can get cheaper versions as well, like I said. So again, me and my friends, what we used to do was, we had this obsession. I was like, nope, I need to use exactly what they're giving in the exam. I don't want to use anything else. And so what we did was, where is my V-ring? So this is Toffelmeyer, and also this is your metal bands. This is really not good for composite, honestly. It doesn't give you that nice contour. I'm not for amalgam, yes, 100% we would be using this. But for composite, I think sectional is way better. So you can get it. Now V-ring is quite expensive. So me and my friend, when we bought it, we used to kind of share. We had a cheaper version as well from eBay. And then we had a proper V-ring as well, like these ones. Okay. And then, or you can buy secondhand. Now, this you can buy secondhand if somebody has cleared their exam, if they're selling this, get it. And these are the sectionals. This is really, really good for composite. This is how I do my composite. I love sectionals. This like gives you beautiful contour, easy to do, easy to manage. I mean, I think I can go on and on and on about this, but I love beering. And then it comes your wooden wedges. Now, wooden wedges, they've recently changed. We used to get the one from Henry Schein, which was quite expensive. Again, we used to share with my friends, your friends, it's everything, share it. It's amazing. You don't need it. Like these are the micro tips. You can see in one box, you get so many. All right. So share. As my son always says, sharing is caring. So a lot of things you can share. These are fender wedges that you will use. These are also, they will give you in the exam. Again, you might need, it's quite handy when you're doing kiddies. Um, for light core, you can easily get it from eBay, to be honest. This is Gradia. This is the, so we are in conversation with GC. And we did tell them that we love your product, Gradia is the way you can come up with some discounts, or I'm waiting to hear from them. So this is something you can use closer to exam. I would recommend get a feel of it. But before that, go with some really cheap composite. And that's what we are also going to help you. So we're working with a few different companies as well. So I said, just look, cost is important. I said, give me composite, which is less expensive, because in the beginning it's volume. You have to practice a lot. So when you think about a lot, then cut down on your material because you need a lot more teeth. Okay. And you need a flowable and you need a packable, and you'll go through quite a few, right? It's not going to be one. You will end up buying a lot. Okay. Then apart from that, like bond, you need a bond, you can get it from eBay. So, if you need help with any of these later on, like I said, you were always welcome to, ask us, and my team can help you with information from where and what you can buy. Or if you are in Brisbane, or you need us, I think my team can post as well. I don't know, I'll check with them. Gowns, mask, of course, those are the things you would need. Now, with these teeth, because I was very stingy, when we are a student, it's hard. You want to recycle one tooth. So, for example, this is my endo tooth. So, if this was my endo tooth, I would do the endo task, right? For example, you went inside it, you created an access cavity, and whether it was good or bad, you cannot use it as an endo. You've done it. So, what do? We used to put some composite inside it, or pack it again, like I said, cheap composite or expired. If you are working in a clinic, or you have know any dentist, ask them, get their expired products, right? It doesn't matter, this is not patient. So we would fill it with composite, and then we used to do a crown prep on top of it, right? So anything that we used to do, eventually it would end up with a crown prep. If I was doing, for example, a class 4, right? Yes, I would do crown prep on normal teeth which hasn't been prepped, because you need to know how it feels like. But for extra practice, all of these teeth. So if these dentists, I mean, at the ADX as well, we had these heaps of teeth that were used. People came and they were taking it. So you can always use, if they are your friends, they're done with ADC, they've got teeth they don't need, you can grab it, honestly. So, after doing my composite, then I would do practice a crown prep after doing a filling. Now, fillings, once you do a filling, take it out, do it again, take it out, do it again. And when it comes to a point that it's useless, then I would do a crown prep. So that's what we talk about recycling. Okay. So that would save you a lot rather than just buying it all new. But you will find yourself going through at least 200 to 300 teeth. Believe me, you'll need a lot. Now, the most expensive ones are the endo teeth. These are very expensive. So I can give you a good idea as well on how to practice. So crown prep, you need to do it every day. Every single day, do a crown prep. Every single day, do a Pro V. Every single day, do composite. All right. Now, when it comes to kitties teeth are expensive. I mean, if platinum teeth are, I think, six and a half or $7, kitties would be somewhere about $14, and then you're talking about $30 plus. I haven't checked the prices, recent ones. So now kitties, I would just do it twice a week. Endo in the beginning, I would do it once a week. And then as I was getting more closer to the exam, then more of it. And because they were so expensive, I did make sure that my concepts are right, which is what I'll talk about our technical courses as well now. Now, so going back, so that's home setup, okay? So overall, it will, if even if you try to cut down the cost, you're looking at about easily 5 grand. 5 grand is what you're going to invest into it, all right? If you go on the top end, you will spend more. So that's why I'm saying where you can cut cost is buying cheaper compressor. These are nice, fancy, but you can cut cost. You can cut cost here. You can buy loops. Loops, you need loops. I would recommend. Now, you can get it from eBay. Now, actually, we are working with another loops company. This guy is amazing. And again, we are speaking to him. So, Horoscope, they do have also student discount. We can help you with that if you need. And this other company in Melbourne. So, they are way more affordable and their loops are amazing. And also the good thing is that if let's say you get a loop and you want to kind of upgrade, let's say you passed your exam and now you want to upgrade it, you give it to them and then the same loop and then pay on top of it and you can upgrade. So again, we can provide you information about that as well. So we were negotiating with them to come up with some affordable student discount. But on average, look, your loops is something that you would need as a dentist. So the magnification, I think 3.5 is a very reasonable one to go for. I wouldn't personally like 5. 5 is like literally, it seems like a friend of mine, she's got 5. And I was assessing the endo task, and I was telling us literally, I can feel like I'm touching the walls. I'm inside the tooth. It was too close for me. No, I think 3.5 is very reasonable. Now there are people that have cleared the exam without loops as well, so it's like a very personal choice into how you want to go. So that's basically for the home setup. Now let's talk about the technicals. And then if you have question about home setup, I'm always, today's session will be a little bit longer because, we're talking on a lot of different aspects and um, we're going to have a lot of question and answer as well towards the end. So feel free to ask me anything you like. So now going back here, if I go here to the technical. So as we said that technicals, it's very, very important that, you finish those 6 tasks within 6 hours. So when you go in the exam, I think I have orientation. Okay. So I've taken these photos from ADC, okay? And some photos from ADC, some from, they've got an amazing video. I would suggest you guys look at this video they have. It will give you a guide on how it looks like. So that is the door from where you will enter. So when I did my exam, I was literally where I was sitting. I was sitting on this side, right on the side. And the other time I was here. And then this is the common bay. This is the dispensary, as we say. And I think ADC did give a photo in their handbook about dispensary. So this is where they display all their materials. Do I have that? Or let me see if I can pull that out so I can show you the dispensary. But it is in the video as well. So now it's important that, for technicals, there's a lot of practice that is required. Now, sometimes people, they say that, let me just, for some reason, of course, communication OSCE has got this phobia. People are scared, of course, people fail communication a lot more. But having said that, technical also needs a lot of practice. It needs muscle memory. So this is the ADC exam, and I'm trying to find, yeah, this is the common bay. All right, so this that I was showing you, that table here is this. Where is this? So this is where on the exam day when you go, you get these trolleys. Do you see? So if I show you here, so this is where your trolley that we have with a handle, you can move it. And then you have your instruments and you also have these instruments in the drawer. So this is just an orientation from our course. So when you come for a mock to us as well, this is what we provide. This is what we do. So in the exam, you'll get this exam kit. This is your flowable, this is composite, this is your bucket. And then you have this drawers, 3 drawers. In the top drawer, when you open, this is what you get in the exam. So again, when you come from mock, we give you exactly how much they give you in the exam. Uh, so so there was amalgam, which we don't need it anymore. This is where your discs. Oh, I forgot about these ones. You need this 3M disc as well. Then you have your strips, you have your micro tips. So that also, when you come from mock, we try to give you, this is your restorative kit. I think this is much more closer look. So at home, try and practice exactly like exam. Okay. If you don't do it, do you see? This is how different dishes are. Get used to it. I've seen people being so disorganized. They just throw everything on their bracket table. And it does matter. So that's why, so see, we are also introducing online technicals, which I'll talk a lot in. I'll show you what we're uh, going to be launching soon. And probably we're looking at mid-May. And we are currently doing operating on site, but now we're offering online option as well. And there's always that hybrid option as well, where you can go on site and online as well, which is going to be very unique. And there's a reason as to why we decided to go ahead with that. And what's the benefit of taking online course mainly or going with hybrid or on-site? Each one comes with pros and cons. Now, the good thing about online courses are, I'll show you why we decided to. Now, I'll just give you an example of the rubrics. So let's say, literally, you can learn from YouTube as well, believe me. There's a lot that you can learn from YouTube as well. But the problem here is that the rubrics, now, this is basically Crown Prep rubrics from by ADC. Of course, I just kind of edited it a bit, made it more nice and, colorful. And like I said, this is something we're going to be uploading so on the portal as well. So try and highlight it for yourself, print it off, and put it every time when you're doing a prep, stick it. Now, if you look at this wording, it's so overwhelming. What does it all mean? What are these numbers? So what we've done is we've been working very hard for almost a year now, and we've done most of it. So just fine tuning it. So for every rubric now, which I realized that when I wasn't teaching technicals, I was mainly doing communication. But then, just because I'm curious, I went into the technical area. Every time I would see then candidates would mess up and they didn't know why they're messing it up or why they're doing, which criteria is more important. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna jump into technical. So I don't give demos. I have amazing team. Dr. Saleha, Dr. Usman, Dr. Kurtalan, we have Dr. Ankita, she recently joined us. So we've got 4. Dr. Mavi, she's no longer working with us. She was amazing as well. But now I have this amazing team, and they normally would be giving the demos while my expertise is assessment. So what we've done here is like this. We are putting photos to every rubric here. All right. Now the issue here is that how would I know what a moderate loss means? How would I know a complete loss means? Right? So each rubric will literally kind of pictorial. Nobody has done that. Right. And this is something, like I said, we're creating things, we're doing things which we wished we had, which never happened. Right. So when you look at the rubric, for example, occlusal reduction. So, well, look at this is the ideal where we need to be 1.2, 1.5, 2 millimeter reduction, as we go. But then how would I read it? So it says occlusal incisor reduction between 2 to 3. Well, this is how it looks. It has crossed this black band. It's in the middle. Then how does it look like if it's 3.5? Do you see? So this is what we've done. We're trying to put a photo to each rubric like this so that you see what it means. And at the end of the day, You can't take the mentors with yourself. Now, there's a couple of things that we do. Number one is, let me show you. We focus a lot on core concept, right? Now you guys are doing technicals, and when I ask them, why did you do this, or why this particular criteria is important, they're like, but I don't know, just the rubric says. No, but the rubric means something in the patient's mouth. So the way we're designing the technical course is, number one is going to be rubric discussion. All right, like this, with each one pictorial. What does it look like? Why would it go into borderline? What was the issue? Why is it unsatisfactory? Okay. And the next thing that we are doing also is core concepts. Those of you that have been in my premium OSCEs or part one, you know how obsessed I am with core concepts. Because see, there is no shortcut in this exam, and the way we're preparing you is beyond ADC, right? If we teach you using instruments or techniques that you wouldn't be using inside a patient's mouth, then okay, you might still pass the exam, but I do feel like it would be more like cheating because it's not something we would use it in a patient's mouth. So why don't we do it the right way? So one of the girls, she has been giving ADC exam, I know, for almost 5 years. And you know what? It was quite surprising for me that one day when I asked her, she said, I don't know what Kevo service is. I have no idea what Kevo service is. So this is what we're also covering is concepts. So if you can see, ADC says we're going to give you a task, all right? So one of the tasks that we have is cavity prep, right? So we wouldn't just say, all right, let me show you how to do a cavity prep. Here's the tooth. Here we go with the burr. No, no, no. You need to know why we do what we do. Um, like, for example, one of the rubrics that we have in cavity prep is full thickness enamel. Now, a lot of people, they don't even know what full thickness enamel is. Why is it important? Now, the criteria says either you keep full thickness. I'll just show you this criteria. Now, if you don't understand, that's going to be problematic. And I'll always give you guys reason as well why that criteria. And with the reasoning, I think it's easier to remember things. So I'll show you. So this criteria. So it says, so this is ideal, satisfactory, borderline, unsatisfactory. So it says ideal is either you leave full thickness unsupported or you go no unsupported. Okay. And then it says satisfactory is minor, presence, moderate, and then significant. No, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. Like you're looking at, but what does it look like? You know, minor, moderate, significant. So that's why I said that's where our pictures are coming. This is where our assessments are going to come in and we'll show you. But also, now let's say, and I love calculations. So if I go, which I've seen many people doing that, they say, okay, I don't want to keep a tiny speck of unsupported enamel. I'm going to remove everything because I want to be in the ideal. Go for it. But you know what the issue is? If I go with no unsupported, then I have to remove quite significant amount of um, enamel, right? So when we saw unsupported means that this is the base of the enamel prism. So it should be supported by dentine. So if I'm planning that I don't want any sort of, so I'll need to make it straight, which I've seen many candidates do that. Okay, maybe I might hit ideal here, but you know what will happen? How many points I'm going to lose? Now with this particular one, I will lose point because now my the width of the box is high. I have removed excessive. The outline is compromised. Just going for that extra 1 point here, I'm going to lose quite a lot from the other criteria. So that's how the connections are, right? So this is what we emphasize for you to learn as well. And understanding and doing it the right way, using those burrs, how to do it. Like, for example, in Kiri's task, I've seen people using needle burr. I don't know what sort of burrs they use. I'm kind of very old school fashion, so I just go with how we would do in a clinic and how the book says. So this is a pear-shaped bird that I normally love. So easy, you can put it like this. It gives you full thickness. It's very conservative from the top, and I know what the depth of my burr is. So simple things like this can make a huge difference. So just the way the mentor suggests, one burr, one wrong burr can ruin it. One right burr can make your life easy. That's how technicals work. One small technique can make your life harder. Same thing with the crown prep. Now, the problem that I see, a lot of people are failing crown prep, a lot of them. The reason for that is they don't understand the anatomy. So, anatomy is a major area that we will be teaching you as well as part of our technicals as well. So, when we do a crown prep as well, so this is how we have kept it very pictorial. So we're not going to just show you, oh, well, you've got it. And it's very interesting. Whenever we see an undercut, all right, we do ask them, like, for example, here. So whenever I'm assessing, I'm like, oh, okay, tell me, can you assess it for me? And oftentimes I see people assessing, and I'm constantly looking at this undercut. And those of you that know me, you know my obsession with undercut. I can see it like 6 feet from far. There is an undercut. There is an undercut here. So what I've noticed that the whole idea, the difference between online and on-site is why each one is good. So with the online course that we're coming up with, it's going to be a 3 month and a 6 month subscription model. So if you go ahead with our, where is my? So if you go ahead with our packages, I think we have packages comprehensive. So if you go ahead with comprehensive package that we have, let me show you the website. All right. So this is our part two courses. So let's say, so if we go with comprehensive, what would you get in this course? And I'll come back to that crown prep. So this is the tour. You can now see our academy as well. This will show you the entire academy, a walk around. Now, so this is, I'm updating it, but we had on-site options only. So our comprehensive plan will cover our premium communication OSCE, which is a 9-week online course. Then it will cover 1 day skilled OSCE, where we will teach you all the skill task. It will cover 2 day mock, 1 day clinical, 1 day technical. And it will also cover your technical tasks. Now, for technical tasks, the options that we had was either you go with 2 week on site or you go to a 3 week on site. Now, the whole idea we were not doing technicals online was because we believe that we need to see when you come to us. So basically, the first thing is our mentors will give you a demo. So the way our day works is like 9 a.m. Everybody comes in, 9:15 the demo starts. First, the mentors will explain you the rubrics, the anatomy. We will not do it without anatomy. We will explain you the rubrics. Then we will come back and show the demo. Okay. After you've received the demo, by the time 10:30, you'll finish. There are people that they say, oh, I don't need demo. They go and they sit on the chair and they work, but the others that need demo, they sit and they watch. And then once we finish the demos, then everybody goes onto the chair and then the mentor gives them a task. They say, okay, for example, we're doing a crown prep. Can you guys go and start your prep? And then after that, the mentor constantly rotate on the floor and go person by person. So I also go and check as soon as I finish with my premium class afternoons. I'm in the simulation lab on Thursdays. I'm there mostly. Wednesdays as well. I'm there mostly. So when the candidates they work, I go and sit next to them and I say, okay, can you please assess it for me? And I don't like taking the jaws out because in the exam you can't take the jaws out. So when I assess with the candidates, I say, can you show me your mistake? Can you see? And oftentimes it's like that's what we do in premium as well. I always ask candidates, so how did you work? So the whole idea is I want to see, do you have any idea about the mistakes you've made? And always when I ask this question, it's interesting that the things that the candidates say that might fail them is not the reason why they're failing, is something else. So, for example, in this case, the first thing crown prep they check is reduction, buccal, occlusal, lingual. They check the margin height, the margin width, and they say done. I'm like, well, did you see anything else? No. Okay. Did you see that undercut? No, I didn't. Then I say, okay, let's sit. Why didn't you sit? Why can you see it? Where can we sit to see that particular mistake here, right? Now that I will show you that mistake, then I'll make you sit where you can see it better. Then the last step would be, why did you end up with that undercut? Where what we could have done differently to avoid it. And oftentimes it's your board angulation. Is the way you keep your board like this is the reason. Okay. So these are the steps. Now, online is the way we're introducing is where you're going to get demos. So step by step, demos will be available. Like I said, so one video will be about rubric discussion, one will be about core concepts, what these criteria mean, so that your concepts, for example, in Crown Prep, candidates, they shift the cusp and they don't care about it. And I said, look, if you're going to shift the cusp, do you know that the pulpon are sitting right underneath it? Now, when you're shifting it, you're exposing the pulpon. The tooth will undergo necrosis. This is what clinical is, right? Taper. Why taper is important? Because what does a 6-degree taper looks like? I mean, look, scenario says, like the rubric says, preparation taper 12 degree, preparation taper between 6 to 12, 6 to 20. What does it mean? Well, there is an imaginary line we draw, and that angle where they meet here is that degree. You see? Now, once you see this, and why is it important? So we always say, why is it important? Well, look, if it's over tapered, your crown will not be retentive, right? Or if you keep it straight, it will get stuck. So there's a clinical. So we're the only one that not only OTC used to do that. They used to always explain clinically, but if you go to other places, it's always rubric, rubric, rubric. Rubric says this, rubric says that. So I'm kind of person that always questions, like, okay, yeah, rubric says that, but why does it say that? What does it look like? But why I can't do it? I don't know if you are kind of rebel like me. So I always like to question the status quo. I'm like, well, what does it mean? And that's what I talk about logical. So whether it's premium, skill, technicals, logic, everything is logical. So we will tell you why this is important, which criteria we should go satisfactory, which criteria you need to go ideal. You cannot go ideal for everything. Same thing OSCE, same thing technical. So these rubrics are like maths. You need to learn the art of it. Which one we will go satisfactory, which one you go ideal. At the end of the day, the points that matter. But if you made a critical mistake, which I often see in crown prep, is under reduction, that people are trying to play safe and going 2 millimeter reduction, and oftentimes it's become 1.9, it's a straight fail. If there's no place for the PFM to sit, it's a fail, right? Over is better than under. So again, with everything you can see, pictorial photos, we try to explain logic, so that these rubrics become alive. Now, that all you'll find in our online technical as well as on-site. Okay. Now, what the benefit of on-site is, which I would suggest if you can look at hybrid program that we have, and because we will have a launch offer next month, since we're launching it probably by mid-May, because there's still a bit of work that we're doing behind the scene. So there will be a massive discount with our launch offer. And then June onwards, we'll go to our regular prices. So with our hybrid, the good thing is you'll have access. So let's say you are in New Zealand, you are in Perth, you are in a different city and you can't travel to Brisbane. So if you go with our comprehensive course, you will have access to communication. We always do it online, so you can attend it. We have our support classes on Tuesday and Friday night for communication. Any new updates come. You have 1 year subscription to our portal for communication and role plays. Now, technicals as well. Like I said, we're going to help you with your home setup. We'll guide you on that. And then you will have access to the portal for the technical task, where you will be able to practice at the comfort of your own home. Okay. So we're trying, my techniques are very simple. Look, I'm not like composite. I've asked many people, like, what do they use for composite? They say, oh, I use this instrument. I was like, oh, well, I use just a micro tip and a golden instrument. That's it. So simplicity is the thing. The more simple you keep things, the less you use, the better the outcome. The more instruments, the more fancy you try to go, the more the problems. That's how I believe it. Like even with crown prep, look, we don't need to, all we need is reduction. There should be, don't shift the cast, make sure there's no sharp angles, enough space for the PFM to sit. You've done a good job. Don't make those fancy grooves. People make those, I don't know what grooves. That it's because a Provi will sit on top of it. That's how we see it clinically as well, and endo as well. So, so that all you can do it from home. And also as part of our online technical, you'll have one-on-one assessment as well. So what we are also introducing is technical assessment. So whether it's part of our comprehensive or even if you don't take our comprehensive or technical courses, you're welcome to do your technical. You can book a technical session assessment with me and or with my mentor. Now we do it in two ways. One way is photos. You send us your photos, and then a couple of photos from different angles. For example, if you're doing a crown prep with putty, without putty, different angles. And then we'll book a time. Then in 1 hour, then we'll cover like 3 tasks, and then we do it. Um, it's good. Or another way, another option is that you send the jaws to us. I remember back in old days, that's how we used to. A lot of people they used to get it assessed. Dr. Jack was quite famous. He was amazing in Melbourne. I don't think so. He does assessment anymore. And people used to. My friends, I remember they used to buy two jaws, secondhand jaws as well, and then they would do their work and they would post their jaws to Melbourne, send it to him. So I forgot to bring, but we have a very amazing detailed feedback. The way we give feedback, you guys have never seen it. I'm gonna try and see if I can find a copy. Uh, let me see if I have any. Because recently we did some work as well. Now the feedback that we give is not only we will tell you how much you've scored, we will take photos as well. Now, if you send the JOs, then we can do a more proper assessment. But first, we will ask you to assess yourself, send the JOs to us, and then we book a session one-on-one. And then we say, okay, now what are the areas you identified? So the whole idea is we teach you how to self-assess. Now, if let's say something we picked, and that's why I'm saying sending the jaws will make it so much easier. Then we can actually have a video call and we can show you as well, if you can't travel to Brisbane, on where you can sit, how you can see that mistake, because fixing the mistake is the latest step, but can you see it? Now that you've seen it, how can you fix it? And the last thing is, why did you end up with that mistake in the first place? What was that step? What was that point that you ended up that mistake? What we could have done differently? So those are the techniques like assessment. So since I've started technicals as well, so my assessments is very systematic. I go step by step, and I've got Dr. Usman and Dr. Saliha. So that's why we are able to deliver such an amazing result. It just didn't happen out of nowhere. We spent a lot of time you know, making it better. So with hybrid now, so let's say if you find that, well, look, I don't want to go online. I will just mainly want to do on site, or it's up to you as well. If you want to go to other places as well, for sure you can do that. But the only issue with on site, there's the good thing about on site is like we used to do 2 weeks and 3 weeks. We're gonna hold your hands. We're gonna sit with you. Sometimes we will literally hold your hand show you the burr angulation, right? So that's the benefit of on-site, okay? Which I would recommend on-site as well. It's very important. But if you purely go on-site, then yes, once you go back, there's no online access, or you just have to rely on your notes, which people have been doing. Of course, you can always come show us your work as well. But how about if we combine online and on-site, which is a hybrid plan now? So what it means is that you have access to online technicals and you still get 2 weeks to come or 3 weeks to come for on-site. you still have premium, you have a mark, and you have skill. So the good thing is, even when you practice at home, come, and then we're going to see what mistakes you're making. We'll refine it. We'll show you. Now on online, of course, we are going to be putting lots of the steps, but I find that troubleshooting is something that we do a lot more on site, and we will teach you how to fix a mistake, not just throwing the tooth first. Before you throw the tooth, our philosophy is, how can we bring this particular criteria that is falling in unsatisfactory to borderline? If it's in borderline, how can we bring it to satisfactory? You can't just give up, right? So, for example, in my exam, I had a premolar. I had the first premolar, and I tried everything I can. I was just not getting any contact. Building that contact is very difficult here. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna make rather than changing, my cusp was fine, my carving was good. So rather than removing the entire filling, I just made a hole in there and I just used a float hole. And then that's it. I got my contact and I didn't have to change the entire filling. So that's what we talk about troubleshooting. So we focus a lot on troubleshooting, which is what works in the exam. You can't just always go with plan A. If you don't have plan B, C, D, and E, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. All right. So that's something, the benefit of, so I guess, but if you can't travel for sure, or let's say if you go with online version, you can always come and do just the mock with us. You don't, you can choose to do a chair hire with us. So, I mean, all different. So my team can guide you on all those different packages that we have. But like I said, if we are looking into mid-May that we're launching, and it's really amazing the way it's coming out. As you can see that how much hard we've worked on these criterias, rubrics, designing it wasn't that easy. So right now we are in Brisbane. So hopefully the plan is that by the end of this year or next year, I don't know, we're starting looking into expanding into Sydney eventually, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. It's just something that we're not starting to consider and talk with our partners there. But yes, currently we are in Sydney. We are in Brisbane at the moment. So when would be the right time to join the comprehensive course? Look, I would suggest joining it early, for two reasons. One, you can take advantage of the discounts we're offering, all right? Two, we are going to be supporting you from day one. Rather than you checking Facebook pages, going online, asking people. It's a chaos, believe me. I mean, when I look at the Facebook pages, there's so much information. I mean, hats off to you guys, to keeping up with all that in knowledge. I mean, back then when I did my exam, there was only 2 or 3 academies, to be honest. There was not many, and it was simplicity. Life was easy. Now life is very hard. So the good thing, or even if you're not sure, you're welcome to send an email to my team. My team will share my calendar with you. I'm happy to have a chat with you. I can talk about, so there's no one size fit all. I would suggest you tell me your journey, you tell me your commitment. So, and then we will help you create a customized plan as per your requirement based on our experience. So if let's say, we see somebody's working full time or they have kids, we say, please don't book your exam. And also, please don't book your exam. If you're giving the exam, if you've cleared your part one and you've never done part two before, do not give your exam this year. All right. If you did, chances are you're going to fail. And I'm going to advise, literally, I do it every time. And then also I've seen candidates then refunding their money with ADC, or then they get a date that they don't want and they say, oh, I'm going to go as a mock. Believe me, look, first attempt is the best attempt. And we have the highest passing rate that we have is with first timers from our academy, because we plan it with them. So we say, give it 8 to 10 months with us. So just like you said, you've cleared exam. So many before you that have cleared exam, this is when they take out comprehensive. Then we book a time slot, and then we will ask you, how does your day look like? What is your work commitments? And then we'll give you a plan, how to study your skills, how to do your technical tasks. We'll help you with your home setups, right? And then good thing is now that we have online technical soon, actually. So now from now until mid-May, let's focus on getting your home set up. And then hopefully by mid-May, when we're going to launch our technicals as well, then you can actually get on with your technical task, right? And then we can work with you to, if you want to come here to Brisbane, we can show you as well, which we would recommend. And communication as well. When you sign up now, my team will give you access to the website, which is very important. Now, 50% of the information will come from the website. It's like SPQs when you did in your PAL one. I'm sure in the beginning you found it quite overwhelming. You were like, oh my goodness, what language is this? But it may have taken you about a month or two to understand the language, to see the patterns. So same thing, communication. Um, the reason why we say sign up, so that you can access the website, so that we have a consult, so that we can create that study plan for you. And then you start studying. And then the live classes, I suggest booking it after a month or two. So that again, my team will do it. My classes are throughout the year at different times. So we're pretty flexible. And my team will work with you. I will work with you, and we will suggest based on when you're giving exam and when should we take the live classes. So one thing I want you to keep in mind is that from the conversation that I had is we rely on logics, all right? Because what happens is that if you start making decisions with emotions, which most people they do, those decisions are never long lasting, all right? So that's why we don't create fear. I can't guarantee you, believe me, you will pass, you can pass. This exam is so doable. The only reason why people are failing is number one, they think they can do it all by themselves. You cannot do it by yourself. You will not understand the criteria. Believe me, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to do it myself as well, right? Two, they rely on their friends that are taking the courses. So there's many people that are taking my coaching, right? And they're passing my information to their friends. And it's like Chinese whisper. By the time that information come to you, it's a different thing. Worse is if you come and ask me directly, I'll give you a logic, right? Three, they go to places that are cheaper, all right? They're less expensive. It's like your patient, right? When your patient comes to you, they say, oh, doctor, your fillings are quite expensive. Or Crown, can you offer me something that is less expensive? What do? You know that when you go with less expensive options, it will cost. So either you cut down the cost now, you give exam 3 times, right? Or we go full on now, which I always say that. I say, go full on now, and we do it once. We don't want to do it again. That's it. Because it takes a mental turn. Oh, I have seen families falling apart. I've seen relationships breaking. I have seen the financial burden. So that's why we understand how expensive this exam is. And see, overall, I think it may cost you, including your home setup, exam fee, courses, roughly, we're talking about 20 grands overall. Now, those of you that have cleared part one with us, so we're getting in touch with you so that we can organize your interviews with our partners, with the banner. And we have some other partners as well, so that we can see if we can squeeze you in our Navigate Stream 1, where they will cover your part 1, part 2 course, our premium course, your exam fee, giving you a job. So that's our Stream 1. But if you've done your part 1 with another academy, unfortunately, you might not be eligible for our Stream 1. But we're trying our best to find sponsors or ways that we can cut down the cost. But generally, we're looking at 20 grams overall cost. That's what I'm saying. It's a big investment. Do it once. So with our comprehensive, the way we will plan it for you, we'll spread the entire course over a span of 1 year. So in the span of 1 year, you're consistently in touch with us, with one-on-one, with check-in sessions, with reading, with role play, with assessments, and we'll keep suggesting, we'll keep correcting. So that way you're consistently on track versus you rely on these free groups, you rely on people, um, that have recently cleared, especially first timers, when they say, oh, I've cleared my exam first time. Unfortunately, you will only learn that one experience they had, not the 10 or 20 experience that other people had. So it's up to you how you go with that, all right? So there are different protein. So we don't have there is a Chinese company that we're working with. Some of their materials was amazing. Their composite was very reasonable. Their temporary crown material was very reasonable, good quality. So yeah, so I'm just waiting to, I've shared the list with them. So I thought they will send the list to me this week with all different companies, but I'm still waiting to get it, hopefully by next week. So if you need help with that, let me know. Email my team and we'll guide you on that. Yes, you can. So if you are in Brisbane, please come and visit us in our center, and we would love to host you. We can walk you around and we can show you. Also, like I said, many people, they do that in Brisbane. They come and we create that study plan one-on-one on site as well. So yeah, you're welcome to come. Any other questions if you have for me regarding OSCEs, regarding the exam, because this is our last orientation. No. Any other question if you have? So the online technicals are starting from mid-May. But we are going to open the enrollment. Like I said, we are very excited about our online technicals. And we are going to, if my team was, if they were talking about having a really massive discount with our launch offer. So that's something that my team will guide you. And the good thing about, like, I'll show you, we've done a lot of work, believe me. It's been going on for almost a year that we're building these things for you guys. So if you can see, this is like a class 4. Like, we would always go with anatomy. I've seen that the reason why people are messing up class 4 is because like class 4s, I can talk about it. So the issue here is oftentimes people, they don't know the anatomy and they create the contact here. Even this morning when I was assessing, I was like, is there anything? I said, can you please assess? And she told me about a couple of things here and there. And I said, is there anything else? She said, no. And I showed her, I said, where is your contact? She was like, oh, my contact should be in the more closer to incisal. And I said, yes, but is it more labial or is it more palatal? Where is it? Do you see that contour here? So majority of the people, they build it here. Now, there's points for that. So without knowing the anatomy, I think, I wouldn't even start the technicals without knowing the rubrics, and the rubrics mean something. So that's why with online technicals, you'll have the benefit of understanding the rubrics, knowing the anatomy, simple, clean techniques, nothing fancy. Less is more, like I said. Like, I would do caries with a round burr and a pear-shaped burr. I'll do my composite with just simply a micro applicator and a golden instrument. Nothing more than that. Simple. So the best time I think for you guys is to start now. See, some of you might think, oh, I'm gonna wait for 1 month or 2 months, then I'll do it. It's fine, you can do that. But the issue here is number one, you're gonna miss out on the discount. Two, you are taking your time, but there are other people. Do you know, like they say in business and in life as well, they say people that are fast, people that make decisions quicker are the ones that succeed. Even in business, they say people that understand the trend, they say it's like, the waves that come. When you see that wave coming, get on with it, go. Keep the momentum. You've just cleared your part 1. It's still fresh in your mind. keep that momentum. And I would emphasize again on discipline and consistency. If we start now, you're not going to take a day off. You're going to work every single day and you're going to read 2 hours. Like I said, I will give you a very customized plan on how to utilize the most. How does your day look like? How many hours you need to study? How many hours you need to practice your technicals? But you do it every day. All right. And this is how slowly, gradually, 5 months from now, you will get to that point where you say, I think I'm okay. I think I can manage, but not 100% ready, especially if you're doing it for the very first time, right? So say, see, let's say if you enroll now, 1 month, I want you to be on my portal, watch the videos for OSCEs. Then my team will schedule the live classes exactly 4 weeks or 5 weeks from now, okay? And in this 4 5 weeks, you're already watching the videos, you're getting a hang of it. I've given you a study plan. I just want you to go through the all OSCEs once, okay? Then once we start the live class, it's going to be a 9 week online. So see, 9 week is gone. In 9 weeks, if you can do live role play with me in the group, I call it more like a public speaking session. Great. If you do it, wonderful. If you don't do it, fine. Now 9 weeks, already 5 weeks gone. Another 9 week is gone to premium. Now, as soon as the 9 week premium is finished, then we're going to start scheduling your one-on-one role play. So we do suggest doing at least 1 or 2 a month, depends on the exam. And this is how we extend that, your communication support to during the time until you're giving your exam. Now, technicals as well. What we do is we'll help you with the home setup during this 1 month as you're watching the videos online. We'll help you with home setup. You're buying your home setup. Now, hopefully by that time, if you're here, we book your on-site technicals. If you're Brisbane, if you can't travel, I would highly recommend. Believe me, it's on-site is amazing. But if you absolutely have no option, you have kids, you can't travel, okay, online is good as well. So then we start focusing on technicals. Now, sometimes people they say, but if I'm going to start my premium and then how am I going to do my technicals? It doesn't matter. Even if you miss 1 week of premium, my team will reorganize that session for you or they will share the recording with you so that you can focus on your technical. Now, we do suggest that you should be starting your technical in a month's time. You should start practicing your technical in 1 month because you're going to be the first 2 months, you're going to be chopping down the teeth. You're going to be messing up the teeth, right? So it's only, I think I'm in crown prep. I remember first time I did a crown prep, it took me 2 hours. It took me ages, one crown prep. And by the time I got through my 200, 300 teeth, I was able to do it in 20 minutes. So it takes a lot of time. So yes, starting it sooner is better. So that's why going with comprehensive. So if you go with a comprehensive, it covers all. Now, we will work with you and we will suggest whether we should start with the live classes for communication first or whether we should go with the technical first. So the good thing is with comprehensive, it will cover everything. So you need to start both, to be honest. You need to start both. All right. You can't, some people they say, oh, I don't want to get into technical. So I'm worried about communication. I'm going to spend first 3 months communication and then I'll get back to technical. Believe me, there are people failing technicals as well. I don't know if you guys remember yesterday. This is the ADC handbook. And I'll show you the number of people that are failing technicals. If you want to pass exam, like, did you guys do that? I'm going to study endodontics and I'm going to study prospect closer to exam. No, we were studying everything and anything. So this is what the pass and the fail rate. So just the way, look at the amount of fail rate with the restoration task. Look at prep task. It's way more than your communication, to be honest. Look at this. It's way more. And infection control. Infection control is huge. It's so important. And again, that's something that we have a technical mock tomorrow, and I'm already looking forward to it because I've seen that people, believe me, the issue is that the way they sit Hip positioning is not good. And everything that we would be teaching you is from the guidelines. So how would you know? So we will guide you when you work. Every time you're sitting incorrectly, every time your position is not correct, you see, we'll guide you. How much is too much? How much is okay? How much is acceptable? So we will guide you on all of that. All right. Any other question? You can get the videos, this name on it should be on our Facebook. So I guess you can find all the videos on our Facebook. Oh, but I'll ask my team to see if we can upload it somewhere and then share it as a recording as well. No. So see, if to study Ivana, I think, by the way, congratulations for passing the exam. I need to get in touch with you as well. So Ivana was within our part one course. So proud of you. Amazing. Now, the way it works, let me show you. Right now, today, one of the girls, she was in our technical. She was also in our part one course. Previous batch, she cleared first attempt. And today I was having a conversation. She was like, oh, but what if I fail part two? I said, look, just the way you believed in yourself in part one, the way we planned it, you did it in one go. I know you're going to do part two as well in one go. And she's good. It's just that she's just the way we see ourselves. So this is portal. So on our portal, as you sign up, you will have access to the modules, the videos, and you'll have access to this as well. So this is where on the website you go and you watch the videos, and then this is completely linked. So for example, you're watching the first module yellow set and you're watching that 8-year-old boy with DK. So what do? Watch the video and you'll find all relevant articles here. You can read it. I mean, there's a couple more that I need to add though. So, but what we're trying to do is simplify things for you. You go to the folder, you know for sure this is all I need to study. And then when we start the live classes, so my job is to guide you guys. Okay, this is the critical area. Like I said, less is more. We're not going to say everything. I don't know if you guys watched the role play I did yesterday as well. So if not, you can always see it. There was a lot more that I wanted to talk about, but because time was short, so I really had to pick my battles. How can we plan it out such way that we have access or not lose touch during this panel? So that's what I'm saying, Ria. That's our job to work with you. So this is where we're gonna be giving you a call, like we can schedule it, and we'll ask you, Ria, okay, tell us your schedule. When are you planning your exam? This is like the normal conversation we do. Okay, are you working? Do you have children? How many hours can you commit? When are you planning to give your exam? And then once I have all that information, then we say, okay, here's the plan. This is how we're going to spread out your support. This is how we're going to start with this first. This is what we're going to do next. So we will give you a plan. And our plans are pretty popular, which is the reason why, like I said, if you see that we were the only academy that delivered such a massive, big results. It's amazing. So the way it works is with technical. So you will have like communication OSCE. So in communication OSCEs, when you attend the 9 week with us, communication, then we have 10 sessions where we do one-on-one role plays, okay? 10 role plays basically. It's 5 session. Um, Now that's what we're doing similar for technical. So for technicals, as part of the package, you will get a certain amount of sessions one-on-one with the mentor where we will assess your work, where we will guide you. All right. We have our group as well, where people post their stuff. But mainly is where that one-on-one support you'll find it. Even in our free group, you can post your work there, but we're trying to put a cap in because some people were posting like 5 times in a day and the other people were not getting a chance at all. So we're trying to make it a very reasonable. So with that, at least keeping it reasonable once a week, you can post a task. And also when you see other people posting their work and that discussion that goes on, it tells you a lot. I'll just show you. We have an amazing Telegram group as well where we, yeah, so right now we're just kind of working through it. Okay, so just showing this is our Telegram group. We are working at hopefully bringing like online portal soon, with e-learning platform. But so just so this is basically, you see, at more than 1 millimeter. So this is like basically people are sending their work to us and we're assessing it. So, but this is more like in a group they're sending. But similar to that, you'll have that one-on-one with a mentor. Okay. I would say, look, Tariq, let's plan for January. So now what ADC will do is they will open the application and the application will open, I think, in June. And it will open the period from September to December. And I'll tell you how people book the exam. So people, they pay the exam, and I guess most of you would be thinking, oh, I'm gonna go in December, which most people think. And I say best of luck if you get December. So first you pay, you get a confirmation that the money has been deducted, and they will give you a date and they say, okay, so I think I had the list here. Where is my orientation? I'll show you. This is something we see it every year. And then when the results come out, me and my team, we say, here we go again. We see it every year. And I say, like, wise people are the one that learn from other people's mistake, and there are others that like to make a mistake by themselves. So you get to choose. We're just guiding you on the process. So they will open the application on the 18th to 27th June for the exam period, August to December. Once they deduct the money from your account, right? So we're talking about, it's about 4,700, I guess. Yeah, this is how much you're going to be paying. Now, they will say, okay, we're going to open the dates on 2nd July to 4th July, and you can pick your date. And in my brain, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to go December or late November. Definitely, I'm going to get those dates. But the issue is on the day, 2nd July, they say we're going to open the portal 10 a.m. And people are waiting since it's like, do you see like those Black Friday sales where people are queuing up? Similar here. So people are literally online since 7 p.m. They're sitting. And some people will have their friends, their partners, multi devices online. Okay. Because the internet crashes. Maybe what if your internet is lagging? So and sometimes they say 9 a.m. we're going to open the portal, but they open it at 12. And then people I see on that day in our Telegram support group, they're saying, did they open the portal? No, we're still waiting. And there's conversation having. Suddenly they say, yep, the portal is open. Now, as soon as you see, they will give you a list of dates to choose. Now, by the time you click on December, the last date, you click, and now the page, because there's so many people online, the website slows down. It happens every time. It slows down. And then you see it's loading, loading, loading. And when the page refreshes, they say, sorry, that date has been already taken. And within 5-10 minutes, you'll find yourself the only dates available August. I've seen it every year. So my logic is that if you haven't given this exam before, there's not much of a difference between December and January. So why don't we give for January? Because January is safe. Now, the next application would be, they will open, and that exam date will be, I think, yeah, it was this one. So the next application, they will, I think, open in October or November, and that will be from Jan to May. Now, that is a very safe. Even let's say the portal slows down, their internet is lagging, you'll get January. If not January, you'll get February. If not, you will get March, right? But you are not in that state of anxiety. You're not thinking about refund. Now, many people have refunded and they lost 50% of the amount, right? Or some they said, oh, no, I'm just going to go in, and they lost the entire amount by failing it. And don't just think that, oh, I'm going to take it as a mark. It's not like that. So do your math, okay? You're going to be paying 4,775, okay? Even if you take this amount as a math, you're going to fly to Melbourne. Calculate your travel cost. If you're coming from another country, I want you to look at your visa fee. Then I want you to look at accommodation, okay? The time you're going to stay. And also, of course, you're going to be taking courses. And all of the course providers that they give you course, they give you for that duration of time when you are appearing for the exam. And then you're going to be using these materials and teeth. So you're basically going to throw 15 to 20 grants just for the experience. So, I mean, that's something I did just never made sense to me. I'm like, why would you throw 15,000 or 18,000 just for the sake of it? Why can't we think of it as like in business? You have money and you want to invest it, right? So somebody, they just say, oh, I'm just going to buy a franchise or a business and I'm just going to go and experience. Well, have you done that particular? Have you got an experience? No, no, I'm just going to go and experience. Right? Of course you're going to fail. But then there are others, they say, look, I've got this amount of money. They're going to hire a financial advisor. So look at me as a financial advisor at the moment, which is I'm guiding you guys. So then you say that, okay, I've got this budget and I don't have more than that. And I'm going to do it once. It's do or die. And I'm going to make sure that I am going to pass and I'm going to succeed. You say, all right, okay, let's plan it. So this is what I'm saying. It's a very customized thing that we do for you. And our comprehensive plan covers everything, where we will cover every bit of the exam. And the way we design it, we make sure that your support is stretched out throughout the year until your exam. Of course, the subscription is for an entire year, but still, we make sure that the role plays, the assessments, and everything is planned in such a way that you are continuously in touch with us and we're continuously assessing you. All right. So technical, so tomorrow what we do is like, for example, there's many people that come from Sydney to us, Perth, New Zealand. We do have a lot. Yeah, Melbourne people come less. Sydney, Perth, all of those are coming a lot. And like let's say if we go with, depends on which one you go for. I do suggest 3 week is my preferred. So we say come if let's say you can take off time off from work 2 weeks. Because the first week, if I talk about crown prep, okay, the techniques are not the same. So, for example, week one, we will show you a crown prep, let's say on a molar, and the molar will have a different technique. And then week two, we're going to show you. And then week one, you're going to be molar. You're going to ruin it. We're going to assess it. We're going to teach you. We're going to show you chair positioning. So there's a lot of back and forth going. And then week two is where we say, all right, how about we now practice on canine? How about we now do, because in the exam, it's not just crown prep, you also have to see which tooth it is. So now canines will have a different approach, right? Incisors will be different, which needs a different type of demo. So that's why in 2 weeks, so week one, we cover, even though it's composite, even though it's amalgam, sorry, no, crown prep, we do it on one tooth. And then week two, we do it on a different tooth. So that way, when you go home, and then we say that the third week, we save it. Okay. Then you go home, you practice, 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 and let's show your work. And then closer to exam, people, they come and then they do their third week with us. And then the third week is more like a mock. So then they put a timer on. Like I said, this is the same exam chairs. So then they put a timer on. They sit and they do work, and towards the end of the day, they show us our work. How did they do? All six. So the third week is more about endurance, building the stamina, right? You will finish all six tasks and you show it to us and we'll assess it for you. So that's how we've been doing so far. All right. So I guess I've covered pretty much all the questions. But anyways, look, feel free, to reach out to me and my team. We're more than welcome to support you. Any questions you have related to any aspect of the exams, we're happy to kind of guide you through it. And then make sure, and I would always suggest that you guys should always don't just go for one. You can always compare one academy with another. You have all the rights to do that, and you'll see the difference. what